Last week I got to try a club that I think is the club to beat here, for me at least, in 2024, and that is the Maltby TS1 IM. This is a direct-to-consumer brand. You can only buy this at GolfWorks, and you can get a set of these clubs with their stock shaft option for $462.99. It's probably the best value in golf going, and this club performed as good, if not better, than any club I've ever tried on this show. I love these irons. I also love these irons. Last year, these were my favorite irons, the Tacoma 101Ts, and I got a number of comments on the Maltby video to put these two irons head to head because they get such high marks from me, as well as many other YouTubers. The likes of James Robinson, guys on the Good team, and many more across YouTube love the Tacoma irons just like I did. So we're gonna put these two 7 irons head to head. I'm gonna walk you through what I most like about each of these clubs. And at the end, we're gonna take a look at the stats and see which club wins out for me. All right, so let's take a visual comparison of these clubs. First of all, they both look very clean. I love the logo in the bottom of both of these clubs. That's really nice. Both of these are a multi-material construction iron. While they look like a blade, they're actually a hollow-bodied, foam-filled cavity there. Looking at the sole, there's a big difference though with these clubs in that the Tacoma 101 sole there is much thicker overall in terms of profile than the Maltby club is a much thinner profile, which would lead some people to think that maybe this is a little bit more forgiving, gliding through different turf conditions, but this might actually help you get through the rough just a little bit better. It just depends on what you like. There's no right or wrong there. In terms of the face of these clubs, the Maltby is the bigger face club. It's a little longer there from the toe to the heel of this club than the Tacoma, although I think the Tacoma might be just slightly deeper than the Maltby. In terms of the top line of these clubs, pretty similar, although I would say maybe just because this Tacoma 101 head has a little bit more beveling and maybe because of the shinier polish to it, it just appears visually just a slightly smaller than the Maltby, but really not by much. Now looking at the groove pattern on these clubs, you can see there's quite a few more grooves here on the Maltby, that's this club here, than on the Tacoma. That's interesting that there is just a few more grooves on there. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. In terms of shafts on these clubs, I've got the NS Pro 950 on the Tacoma, and I've got a True Temper Score stiff shaft on the Maltby, so slightly different shafts. This is a very budget offering here on the Maltby. This is a little bit of an upgrade that I put on custom here on the Tacoma. And another little customization of mine, I put these custom ferrules on the Tacoma, just some plain black ones there on the Maltbys, but that won't affect performance, just simply looks. So yeah, two beautiful looking clubs, but let's see how they perform. That's what matters most. Before I hit some shots, I'm gonna ask you to please hit that subscribe button. It helps me so much. Also hit that like button if you're already subscribed, because that's gonna tell others that this is a video worth watching. And I know a lot of people are gonna wanna see this one. All right, let's get to work. I'm starting off with the Tacoma 101. It feels really nice off the face. It's got kind of a clack sound to it. That's the way I could describe it. As you can see, hit the middle of the green there. It looks like it rolled onto 167. These clubs have a lot of characteristics that I really like. They're workable, they feel great, they sound great. They've got a nice amount of distance for the loft that they sit at. And in fact, here's a comparison chart with Tacoma there on your left, as well as the Maltby there on your right. Pretty comparable though in terms of specs for the most part. There's gonna be a little difference between them, but pretty close. Here's shot 2. Another good one, maybe just hit that one slightly towards the heel, and as you can see, it's leaked down to the right on me just a little bit. We are still gonna bounce there onto the right fringe. Pretty forgiving result, and it's another reason I like these clubs, is that they're forgiving. At least in the category of irons that they sit, which is the player's iron category. Another good shot there. Just hit in front of that left side of the green and bounced onto the green. 175 total. You'll see that a lot when you pull a shot left as a righty. You'll get a little bit more distance out of it. Still made the green, that was nice. That one was just ever so slightly towards the toe, but it was a pretty good strike. and pretty much the opposite of the shot before it in that it was pushed just a little bit and it ran into the right front portion of that green. But again, forgiving clubs, these Tacoma 101s. I really like that about them. One more shot and then we're going to switch over to the Maltby. That might be my best shot. It's coming right down the smokestack. Ooh, we didn't quite make the green, so in terms of distance, maybe it wasn't the best one. But I would take those 5 shots out on the course. I think I could make 5 pars from there. Okay, we're going to switch over to the Maltbys here, and I'm going to place a little sticker here which is allowing me to track club speed because I want to have apples to apples for this comparison. I'm going to put that sticker right up at the top of this club, and that is so the GC Quad cameras will pick up that club head speed. This GC Quad, by the way, courtesy of playbetter.com, where I get all my golf technology. It's the most accurate device that there is, but PlayBetter sells a wide range of launch monitors to improve your game, all the way from budget devices like the Voice Caddy SE4, the Garmin R10, the Rapsodo, up to things like the GC Quad. They've really got it all. And they've got the best customer service in the business. Check them out for sure. All right, here we go, shot 1. I pushed that one a little bit. That was the swing. But I'll tell you, the feel off of these clubs, I thought the Tacomos were good. The feel off these is considerably better. And the sound is a little bit better too. It's just more compressed feeling, more buttery, just feels amazing. That one, I believe, hit the right side of the green. I wasn't even watching because I was talking about the feel of these clubs, but good result there. I also found these clubs to be very forgiving as well. That one was a much better strike. Just hit the left side of that green and bounced on. Went 174 once it stopped running there. So I'm getting great distance from these guys as well. Oh, that should be good. Now, I don't think I took as fast of a swing. Yeah, as you can see, it bounced just in front there, but look at that for accuracy. It rolled right past the flagstick. So these things I think are just as forgiving, if not maybe even a little bit more forgiving than the Tacomos. And they definitely have a better feel and sound to them. In terms of looks with these, by the way, you've got more of a satin finish. So some people will prefer that over a glossy finish. The only thing I'd say about satin is that if you bang these around, some of that club chatter after a while, you can start to see a lot more marks on these, but out of the box, brand new, I'd say I prefer it. Long term, probably prefer the Tacomo finish better. Oh yeah, I'm really starting to get dialed in with this club. It's just very easy to hit. It's very easy to hit. Rolled one out to 173 there. Boy, so far we're what? 9 for 9 in terms of greens in regulation with these two clubs. You can't complain with what you're seeing there. One more. Probably my worst strike. That was the one that was just a little bit off the heel. But look at that, I really lost no distance and I got right to my 170 mark. Those were 10 really amazing shots with both of these clubs. I think I prefer these ones, but let's see what the stats say. So the first thing I like to look at is club head speed, just to make sure we're getting a good apples to apples. And the Tacoma 101T, the 5 shots averaged out to 83.8 miles per hour. The Maltby TS1IMs, 83.2 mile per hour. So I actually swung just a little bit faster there with the 101Ts, 0.5 mile per hour difference, half a mile per hour difference. Let's see what that looks like when it comes to ball speed. Well, how about that? I kind of felt it with that club, but the stats also verify this. 112.4 miles per hour on average ball speed coming off the face of the Maltby versus 111.5 with the Tacoma. So even though the Tacoma had half a mile per hour more ball speed, this club was just much more efficient. And I'd say on that off-center strike especially, where I had one with the Tacoma, one with the Maltby that was just a little bit kind of heel side, I felt like the Maltby did much, much better on that particular strike head to head. In terms of launch angle, really similar, 20.7 to 20.8, not much to see there. In terms of total spin though, we're getting more spin here out of the Takomo, 56.82 to 53.52. There's one outlier here, this last shot I took with the Maltby, which I told you was a little bit of a mishit. You can see that's the one where the RPMs were down, but overall on average 300 RPM, well 330 RPM different between these two clubs. So if you're looking for max spin, Takomo here beats it just a little bit, but I think that came at the loss of a little bit of distance. Let's take a look. So in terms of descent angle, 47.5 to 47.4, so trajectory was really similar. And that peak height was similar too. As you can see, 32 yards to 33 yards. The Maltby was just 1 yard higher there. In terms of carry though, the Maltby got it by 2 yards. And I think that difference really comes down to its forgiveness on mishits. It seems to me to be an even more forgiving club than the Takomo 101T. So let me put it to you this way. If the Takomo 101T is a great club, and I really do think it's a great club, the Maltby TS1IM is an exceptional club. It is in really a league of its own, in my mind, in terms of all the characteristics that make a great iron to me, which is, again, is distance, forgiveness, workability, the aesthetics, and of course, the value. Both of these clubs have great value, and the Maltby actually even beats the Takomo 101s out by a few bucks at least. Now, if I had either of these clubs in my bag, would I be worried that I was missing out on something? Absolutely not. The Takomo 101Ts are a fantastic club. Again, my favorite clubs of 2023 that I played with, and I put them in my own bag, which should tell you something. I get to try every club there is out there, and I bagged the Takomo 101Ts. These Maltby TS1IMs though, they're just something else. They are something else. They're an A+, obviously, they're an A+, but they're just amazing. But would I feel bad if I had the Takomo 101Ts in my bag? Absolutely not. I would make no attempt to go out and search for the Maltbys if I had the Takomos in my bag. But if I was shopping for the first time, I'm just happy I've got two great options, to be quite honest with you, because you can't go wrong with either. I personally probably would prefer the Maltby, but I think you'll find other people might prefer the Takomo. Just two amazing clubs. Two amazing clubs. I love to have more options as a golfer, and I love to see more options that are packed with value. That's what both of these clubs do best. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.